Hi, this is Alfred Brock with the Wayne Focus, and today the question is, what is ketamine? What is ketamine? Well, ketamine is a medication that was and is used for induction and maintenance of anesthesia. So when you're getting started on anesthesia, so you're going to have some sort of surgery, or they just want to knock you out for whatever reason, they'll give you some ketamine to get it started, to get everything started for whatever reasons. It induces what's called disassociative anesthesia. It makes a person go into kind of like a trance and may reduce pain. It provides sedation and amnesia. So you're afraid. Let's say you have a lot of, can you imagine that? You have a lot of pain, you're having a hard time, whatever they're doing, and the ketamine just removes that memory, okay? Or it doesn't allow the memory to be recorded. But in any case, it's used for all those reasons, and to produce a trance-like state that is indicated that it provides pain relief, sedation, and amnesia. They like it because, and by like it I mean medical professionals and everything, it preserves the breathing and airway reflexes, stimulated heart function with increased blood pressure, depending on who you are. It could be a little bit or it could be a lot, so they got to watch out. And what's called the moderate bronchodilation, so it makes your lungs open and equal and all that stuff. So the psychiatric side effects of ketamine, which can be very, very severe with someone who's using it illegally and in large amounts, there are frequent, as well as the raised blood pressure and nausea reported. So psychiatric side effects are reported a large number of times. Liver and urinary toxicity are common among regular users of high doses of ketamine for recreational purposes. Can you believe that? Recreational purposes, that someone referred to that as, oh, you can have the ketamine for recreational purposes, or for, I'm stuck on that logic. I don't get it. So anyway, people who use it to get high, or for whatever reason that it's not being used for a medical purpose, are prone to liver and urinary toxicity because they're taking too much of it. You shouldn't take practically any of this. So it is a, it was first made in 1962 and approved for use 8 years later. And it was regularly used on dogs and horses and extensively used for surgical anesthesia in Vietnam because it would knock them out right away. They could get some things started in combat. And these days it's being used as what is called, and I don't get this logic, a recreational drug. What is that? I don't know. And it's distributed both and used in both in powder and liquid form. One way it's referred to is Special K because of its hallucinogenic and dissociative effects. Now let's learn a little bit more about this, and this time we're going to take a look at NIDA, and we're going to learn what they have to say about it. They don't have a lot to say about it, but what they say is very serious. And this is the in the NIDA Community Drug Alert Bulletin about club drugs, and you can read the link. I put the link down in the comments below here. Now the slang or street names, they've also recorded it as Special K, KO by itself, or vitamin K, or cat Valium. Ketamine is an anesthetic. They state that can be injected, snorted, or smoked. It has been approved for both human and animal use in medical settings since 1970. And about 90% of the ketamine sold legally today is intended for veterinary use. So it's used a lot more in veterinary use than it is in people use. Large doses cause reactions similar to those associated with the use of phenycylamine, which is PCP, right? Angel dust. Makes it like angel dust, such as dreamlike states and altered perceptions or hallucinations. They don't say anything here about incredible strength and violence. So they don't say anything about that by PCP, but I'm wondering if those come along with ketamine as well. Ketamine is produced in liquid form and also as a white powder. It's often snorted, as we mentioned, smoked, with marijuana or tobacco products, so it could be mixed in and someone wouldn't know about it. In some cities, it's been reported, Boston, New Orleans, Minneapolis, St. Paul, ketamine has been reported to be injected intramuscularly. That is, people inject it. And that's why the question came up today, because someone was asking about what happens to a person who is injecting this drug, the ketamine. Now, low-dose intoxication from ketamine results in impaired attention, learning ability, and memory. So combine all those together, and this is a very wicked drug to be addicted to, as any of them are. But this is a very wicked because low-dose intoxication results in impaired attention, learning ability, and memory. Very serious. At higher doses, ketamine can cause delirium, amnesia, impaired motor function, high blood pressure, depression, and potentially fatal respiratory problems. So we learned about how it dealt with the lungs when you're getting operated on. They're monitoring that quite closely, or they should be. But at high doses, it can produce fatal respiratory problems. All right. Now, other cities in which ketamine abuse has been reported include, and I'm going to expand this in just a moment, according to NIDA, Seattle, Miami, New York, Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Newark, Boston, Detroit, New Orleans, and San Diego. I'm not seeing Los Angeles on here. Are you? I'm not seeing Miami on here. Oh, wait. No, I did say Miami, did I? So we're not seeing Savannah, Georgia. We're not seeing Raleigh, North Carolina. But this drug is widely available across the United States. Again, it's unfortunate that it is dealt, like other drugs, so freely and openly in practically any state and city and village and town in the United States. So let's learn a little more from the DEA about ketamine. We may see some repeats here, but that's okay. Again, this link is going to be available to you in the comments down below, so please take advantage of it. Share it and subscribe. If you're looking for further information, we'll be updating these on a regular basis. Now, again, what is ketamine? The DEA says ketamine is a dissociative anesthetic that has some hallucinogenic effects. It distorts perceptions of sight and sound and makes the user feel disconnected and not in control. It's an injectable, short-acting anesthetic for use in humans and animals. It is referred to as a dissociative anesthetic because it makes patients feel detached from their pain and environment. You know, they're just detached from it. Ketamine can induce a state of sedation, which is a feeling of calmness, feeling of relaxation, immobility, which is good for the doctors, right? And immobility is good for people that want to take advantage of other people. So using drugs with people you don't know or even people you're familiar with is a dangerous proposition. Using them alone is also a dangerous proposition because they can sicken or kill you. So it can provide immobility, relief from pain, and amnesia. So no memory of the events while under influence of the drug. So any sorts of things can happen to a person. They could be raped, they could be beaten, and they wouldn't even have memory of the events that took place. Or maybe they're directed to hurt or do something to somebody else. And again, they wouldn't remember it, though certainly the action had taken place. It is abused, so says the DEA. Watch this. It's abused for its ability to produce dissociative sensations and hallucinations. Ketamine has also been used to facilitate sexual assault. And that's really unfortunate. This is called a club drug, you know, and it's really a horrible situation. So what is its origin? Where did it come from? Ketamine is produced commercially in a number of countries, including the United States, and most of the ketamine illegally distributed in the United States is diverted or stolen from legitimate sources, particularly veterinary clinics, or smuggled into the United States from Mexico. It's coming in from Canada also, as well as the other methods of transport coming in through Miami and Los Angeles and Seattle at the main ports. Ketamine is produced commercially. So distribution of ketamine typically occurs among friends and acquaintances. Hey, who's your friend if they're giving you ketamine? I don't know. You got an acquaintance giving you ketamine and it produces hallucinations and no memory of what happened and disassociation from events? Wow, that's some acquaintance, huh? You got to watch out for those folks. Stay away from them. And hopefully they'll stop, right? We want to hope that. So distribution typically occurs among friends and acquaintances, and most often at raves, nightclubs, and at private parties. And street sales of ketamine are rare, but they will occur. Of course, they got to get it from somewhere, right? So it's a specialized distribution pattern at peers, but still, it is an illegal drug on the illegal market. How is it abused? Ketamine, along with other club drugs, has become popular among teens and young adults at dance clubs and raves. Ketamine is manufactured commercially as a powder or liquid. Powdered ketamine is also formed from pharmaceutical ketamine by evaporating the liquid using hot plates, warming rays, or microwave ovens, a process that results in the formation of crystals, which are then ground into the powder. What are common street names? Common street names include, again, we're going to repeat them, Cat Tranquilizer, Cat Valium, Jet K, Kit Kat, Purple, Special K, Special La Coke, Super Acid, Super K, and Vitamin K. Okay, whatever. What does it look like? Ketamine comes in a clear liquid and a white or off-white powder. Powdered ketamine, 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams, typically is packaged in small glass vials, small plastic bags, and capsules, as well as paper, glassine, or aluminum foil folds. Powdered ketamine is cut into lines known as bumps and snorted, or it's smoked, typically in marijuana or tobacco cigarettes. Liquid ketamine is injected or mixed into drinks. Ketamine is found by itself or often in combination with MDMA, amphetamine, methamphetamine, or cocaine. So we're talking about a very lethal cocktail going on here. What's the effect on the mind? The ketamine produces hallucinations. It distorts perceptions of sight and sound, makes the user feel disconnected and not in control. A Special K trip is touted as better than that of LSD or PCP because its hallucinatory effects are relatively short in duration, lasting about 30 to 60 minutes as opposed to several hours. Slang for experiences related to ketamine or effects of ketamine include K-land, which refers to mellow and colorful experience. Can you believe this? Mellow? Where are they getting these phrases from? I don't know. K-hole refers to out-of-the-body near-death experience. Oh, that sounds like fun. Baby food. Users think the blissful infantile inertia. That's a little creepy, huh? God. Users are convinced that they have met their maker. The onset of effects is rapid and often occurs within a few minutes of taking the drug, though taking it orally results in a slightly slower onset of effects. Hallucinogen persisting perception disorder, that's HPPD. You've heard it here first, HPPD. Hallucinogen persisting perception disorder has been reported several weeks after ketamine is used and may include experience the negative side effects that occurred while taking the drug initially. Ketamine may also cause agitation, depression, cognitive difficulties, unconsciousness, and amnesia. I wonder if those occur 2 weeks after using it. Never can tell. Some of the anesthesia, by the way, as you may know, in hospitals, used in hospitals for surgery, you have to monitor yourself for a couple of weeks after that and make sure that it doesn't just suddenly occur again and you die. So I wonder about that. But in any case, hallucinogen persisting perception disorder, HPPD, has been reported several weeks after ketamine is consumed. So what is its effect on the body? A couple of minutes after taking the drug, the user may experience an increase in heart rate and blood pressure that gradually decreases over the next 10 to 20 minutes. Ketamine can make users unresponsive to stimuli. While in this state, users experience involuntary rapid eye movement, dilated pupils, salivation, tear secretions, and stiffening of the muscles. The drug can also cause nausea. Well, why would anybody take that? Certainly somebody might take it if they've been told that it does other things that it does, or they've been not told anything at all and it's been slipped into their drinks or food or given to them with some other drug, and they've, essentially been lied to and poisoned by their friend or acquaintance. What are its overdose effects? An overdose can cause unconsciousness and dangerously slowed breathing. If you combine that with any opioids, or you combine that with maybe some beer or some wine or alcohol like whiskey or bourbon or whatever, champagne, dangerously slowed breathing compounded by these other depressants can cause it can cause brain damage, right? So the person can become physically debilitated for the rest of their lives, and if they don't survive, they could die right there after the party. Which drugs can cause similar effects? Other hallucinogenic drugs such as LSD, PCP, and mescaline can cause hallucinations. So there are others, right? There are also several drugs such as GHP and Roinipol and other depressants that are misused for their amnesiac or sedative properties to facilitate sexual assault. This is planned and performed. It's not a mistake. It's not like somebody did it by accident. So what's the legal status in the United States? Since the 1970s, ketamine has been marketed in the United States as an injectable, short-acting anesthetic for use in humans and animals. In 1999, ketamine, including its salts, isomers, and salts of isomers, became a Schedule III non-narcotic substance under the Controlled Substances Act. It currently has accepted medical uses for short-term sedation and anesthesia. And in addition, in 2019, FDA approved the S parentheses plus sign close parentheses enantiomer of ketamine, which is Ketamine, okay, nasal spray version. Spravital. Have some Spravital for treatment-resistant depression that is only available at a certified doctor's office or clinic. Now, it causes depression, but there's treatment-resistant depression that this can treat with a nasal spray. Okay. Alrighty, ketamine has the potential for abuse, which may lead to moderate or low physical dependence or high psychological dependence. Of course, it could also cause long-term disability and death as well. So ketamine is something to avoid, and we've talked about it a little bit. Again, there's more information down in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Go ahead and share it, because a lot of people don't know what ketamine is, and most of those people are the people that are buying it and using it or being taken advantage of. Have a great day. Thank you.